Sometimes, I gotta be honest with y'all. Sometimes, I just need to get a little high and get out of the chaos inside my mind. I don't do it all the time. I barely do it anymore. But when like my mind is just like, oh, it just needs a break. And I just vibe with God and he just reveals some things to me. It's like just the Holy Spirit just like come hang out with me. Like let's just vibe, let's hang out, let's talk. I'm all yours, you know? And so I start journaling, he starts talking to me, revealing some things. Mind blown, like epic experience, like, oh my gosh, like I don't know, like sometimes these are my moments with God. Like this is our time. And I feel like there's a lot of stigma behind like marijuana. And I feel like, yeah, some people really, really use it as a crutch and don't know how to function and do life without it because like that's what they choose to, whatever. Mine is food and clothes and crap I don't need. I get it. I'm not judging. I'm just saying like being able to recognize and identify that is where we need to be. And with me not doing it, like I don't know. It just helps me. And I know that I can meet him here. And we have some good conversations, like really, really good conversations. And I don't know how else to say it. I mean, I'm not smoking weed to get high and like I'm not 16 anymore. Like it was when my body could handle it, it was super fun. You get super high and you would go to the Chinese food in the mall and you would get the crab cheese and you didn't have dry mouth because you're not old now and it would be so good and you'd just eat everything. And then you go back sober and you would order the crab cheese because you're like, these are so good, I gotta eat these again. And you're like, why do these taste like cardboard? These are gross. And you're like, oh, yeah. My body doesn't like to do that. It doesn't allow me to do that. It's a blessing because I don't need to be smoking all the time. Like my lungs, like I'm good. So like I do it like a once in a very great while when I just need to put on the brakes. And then I journal and I spend some really good quality time with God. And I don't feel like I should be shamed for that. As I am not doing anything. I'm not going anywhere. I don't know. So, even so, like, whatever. Some people can function. Some people can do what they want to do. It's their lives, I can't help that. But, like, I just feel like we should stop. Like, I mean, God gave us everything we need. Like, he's like, this life is gonna suck. But here's a pain reliever and a seizure stopper and, healthy fat and make, cars and clothes and houses out of this other thing while this other part has this magical whatever. Like, why do we treat it so bad? Because we watch people abuse it. And a lot of times when people are high, is different than like when people do other drugs. And I think because people don't know, like for me, I really didn't know how heavily present heroin and because like people were taking Xanax, like they got addicted to that, right? Like they wouldn't put me on that because they're like, it's ruined people's lives like everywhere. And I'm like, oh, I'm good, thanks. So you just people see how people act because they're trying to get that next fix for something. And I mean, yeah, I think like people do a lot of drugs, like it's like if you're, you're probably mixing. So people probably also smoke pot. So probably all the people we're seeing them do is smoke pot. So they're just judging pot. They're not judging like the other drugs and the other issues and side effects and whatever. I don't know, but I just don't feel like it's a bad thing. And I struggled with that image for a while because I was like, I used to smoke all the time. Like, I smoked since I was like, so, because I was like, I was so proud of myself that I waited. Did I wait till my junior year? It might have been my junior year before I started smoking pot. I definitely was drinking way earlier than that. Thankfully, I also did not get addicted to that. Yes. So, I don't know. I've been smoking pot ever since I was young. And I don't see anything wrong with it. I do see what's wrong with it is when people abuse it and they use it as a crutch and they use it as an escape and they're high all the time. They're super annoying. They don't do anything. They're blah, blah, blah. Like, find the right strain for you, because it took me 14 years, because I haven't been smoking since I was born. I would say 14 years to figure out. So, okay, like back in my day though, you got what you got from whoever you got from. Like, I don't know, you got a buddy who can get like a dime bag or whatever, and you're like, this is mainly seeds and stems, but I'm not going to complain because I have weed now and I'm stupid and young. Who cares? It is what it is. Nowadays, these kids like have this dispensary stuff that's like grown. Just, oh my good Lord. Okay, anyways. So, identifying that there are different strains that are beneficial and helpful and hurtful, right? So, if you're, and obviously moderation. Like, I don't just sit and like smoke a whole joint to myself. I have like a little Bob Marley little water bong, and I take like a little hit, and that's it. I like to be high for about an hour at the most, and then I like it to start like wearing off rapidly and just coast. I do not like to be super, 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 super high. I have done that when I was younger. That was the worst. Oh, good Lord. Whew. Anyways. So, yeah, I think that, if I'm going to be shamed for smoking marijuana, then I should be shamed for taking anxiety medication. And you're not allowed to shame people for taking medication and getting help. So why would you shame somebody for their help coming from marijuana when they're using it for the right purposes and in the right ways? I don't know. We're all humans. We're all alive. We're all just trying to survive and do the best we can. Again, if I'm not hurting anybody and I'm not shoving it in your face or smoking it around your children, I shouldn't be a bad guy. But I get that there's a stigma and there's a whatever, and I get it. And I don't know. I mean, yes, maybe when in the Bible it says to be sober, maybe that includes the marijuana. I don't know, but I can't deny the experience I have when I just really get away from everything and outside of my head, and I just really take the time and get in his presence, and we just were vibing. Like, just bouncing ideas back and forth off of each other. Oh, that gets me back to strains. Okay. the strain that is, it makes my brain very entrepreneurial ish, whatever. It's a very entrepreneurial state of mind. It's like rapid fire with phenomenal ideas. Again, journal. It is super lemon haze and it is amazing. It is a sativa. It is, I don't know, look it up, you can figure it out. But the way it makes me feel, I like it. I don't get the anxiety. It's an appetite suppressant for me. So I no longer am in the kitchen binge eating. So it helps me. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. In addition to it helping me not be in the kitchen binge eating so that I'm not miserable in worse shape health-wise, I'm also having these phenomenal conversations with God. And I am really learning so much about myself and the understandings about just so many things. I can't deny that. And I have no intentions to. And I have no intentions of accepting shame from anyone who tries to make me feel less of a Christian because I smoke pot. Once like every 2 or 3 months. I don't know. But I definitely believe in the importance of finding the proper strain. I do not like indicas. I have not tried it for sleep, but I feel like that if it brings on any sort of anxiety feeling, like then I'm like laying there feeling like I'm gonna die and I'm good because I deal with that like a lot at night. Like I don't want to deal with that. Like also being high. Hybrids can be good. I just have not. I don't like the crash and the hunger. So I found like this one strain, and that's it so far. I have ventured off to like the parent of it, what you can find in the area. And I mean, you look online, and one website says it's this THC, and the other one says it's this THC, and you're like, well, one says it's a sativa, and the other says a hybrid, and you're like, well, what is it, people? Like, get it together. But it really just experiencing it in small doses, seeing how it affects your body. You know, what do you do? Like, do you journal? Do you get creative? Do you binge eat? Do you not binge eat? Do you clean your house? Do you want to take a nap? I mean, what do you want from it? And does it agree with you? Try it out. My Lou. I miss my Lou. But God healed me so I don't turn into a giant sap because I don't have my dog. Yeah, so that was my confession. That is pretty much it. I think that I am more, and I'm not even high, so it's fine. But when I do, like, I don't know, sometimes like in situations like this, like it kind of resets me, and I don't know, I needed to just relax a little bit. I don't say make it like the relaxer, you know, make the end goal and the ultimate result, you know, getting in God's presence. So if you don't need to smoke weed to do that, then don't. You know, some days it's a lot easier than others, and I get that, and I resisted as much as I could, but I knew that when my mind and my anxiety gets so bad, like I just need a break. And I don't feel like it's a bad thing if it helps me. That Boost bar gave me dry mouth, like that was terrible. Like it first came on and I was like, oh, I get dizzy and I'm like, oh man, I don't feel right, whatever. And then I start to get really tired. And then I was like, all right, I gotta take a shower. I gotta get ready. Kind of like tired, like, just kind of like not, I don't know, like my anxiety was still kind of there. And then just whatever. And then it was like driving, and I'm like, ugh. It lasted for like 3 hours, and I was like, this is terrible. And I binge ate a bunch of snacks, and I'm surprised that I think it's because I didn't have dry mouth anymore that I binge ate the snacks. Anyways, okay, not making this a 45-minute video. I got my point across. I said what I needed to say. And I feel like that's hopefully going to be my last video for tonight in this, I don't know, not like it matters. It's not a series. It's rambling. So, okay, God bless you, love yous, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, have a good one.